And so today we are back once more. Earlier today we did review the brand new Ichigo and also just showcased him on the channel. Pretty good character. Again, I do have some small problems with him, but I do think he is overall a very, very solid and welcomed addition to the game itself as for the mind attribute. Something that the mind attribute desperately needed. In this case, we have another character that was desperately needed. A new, overpowered speed character. Potentially, as you can see in the title, the best character in the game. I haven't actually played with him just yet, so this is going to be our first impressions of the particular character. I've been talking to Spite and Envy, they've been gassing him up, so I'm excited to showcase him here today. So what you're going to see here with Uryu is that he is a speed character with the Aaroniero and no affiliation kill ability. This is very good because, again, this Aaroniero killer for the speed attribute was heavily lacking a really good character. Sure, we got Aaroniero, and I think Aaroniero is still a great character to this day, but he doesn't really compare to Uryu, right? Uryu's a great addition for that. More options, a premium option than that too. Having a good speed character with the Aaroniero killer is always going to be great, and the no affiliation killer. Just overall two useful killers that you're going to see quite a lot in lots of different types of PvE content, so him having this is also really, really good. 12% recharge, he does have level 10 SP, and as you can see here, this is the build that we are rocking with. A Cape Fastener, Quincy Cross, and also Fortification Pill. We have a recharge and last ditch link in case we do die. We have a full stamp link and also recharge with also another 14% recharge link. So funny enough, the finished battle Uryu is a very good link for the anniversary Uryu. Who would have thought? As for his bonus abilities, we've only given him 25% full stamp as he currently is only T15. I am currently using Envy's account, so shout out to him. Link will be in the description below. We are jumping straight into an IT lobby. Let's check out the character. Now, SA1, absolutely beautiful. It is a melee collision beam, pretty much the best beam in the entire game. Alongside that, he also does have an SA2, which is also another really good SA2, as it is a lunge forward, but it has like a 1000 radius at the end of it, which is also really good. And keep in mind, we don't have killer here, and we have like another like four Uryus. Oh my god, this is amazing. So, in addition to the fact that he also is obviously really good, consistent damage with his strong attacks, he also does have, obviously, an increased chance of inflicting a status ailment against any power enemy, making him really good in any inheritance trials, regardless of the fact that he has killer or not. In this case, he doesn't have killer, and it really doesn't matter. We're also clearing pretty fast here. Damage numbers are actually quite good. We now have the boost active, or we're about to. We're about to find out in a minute. Hold on. Let this Uryu go. Debuff applied. That's actually really good. We also have long stride and extra flash step. This character's super fast. Now let's use our SA2. Boost is active. We're going to use our SA3 in a minute. Hold on. Let's just wait for it. Took a bit of damage there, but it's fine. SA3. SA1. How much damage against the boss? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Again, when the boost is active, right, we get basically an 100% extra berserker with the fact that we also have the 50% damage taken. That right there is absolutely crazy. SA3 into the Assault Bomb. What we're going to do there. Unfortunately, Assault Bomb isn't as impressive as, Ichigo's. If you saw Ichigo's Assault Bomb, we were basically able to nuke through the entire stage for the most part, because that's what Ichigo does quite excel in. He's a very hard-hitting nuke. In this case, Uryu isn't the same in terms of the nuke power, but you can see a massive difference there. Not only did we clear significantly faster, we also cleared safer too. I mean, the fact that we were just able to stay at full stamina, we cleared it 10 seconds faster compared to Ichigo runs. That was great. And again, once more, in this case, in both characters, advantage for the most part, both Ichigo and Uryu, none of them had killer. Ichigo then again had killer against the final boss, so it is a tad bit different. But jumping back into another run, let's just try it again, because this was just super, super smooth. I couldn't really demonstrate the gauge mechanic all too much, because we kind of just cleared too fast for it to actually go off, funny enough. Also, keep in mind, this character does have drain and also weakening, with the fact that, again, he does have that increased chance of inflicting a status ailment. That means you're just able to easily stay at full stamina. This character is, quite frankly, immortal for the most part, because you're just non-stop healing with those strong attacks. Almost every time you use a strong attack here, you are going to be doing a lot of damage. We were hitting 18k there on a SA3, and keep in mind, it even T20, so it gets better than this. And then also, every time we move into another room, we're also increasing everyone's stamina by 20% or recovering. That's great. And for ourselves, like, this character just easily stays at full stamina, which is something that I definitely do appreciate, because that is kind of the meta right now, characters being able to stay at full stamina. And with the long strides, you are able to easily get away from enemies just a tad bit faster. I accidentally used my strong attack activating the boost. Let's quickly check out the damage numbers that we are doing. I saw a 36k. With Frenzy plus 2, we're hitting 20k right there. That's actually really good. And the boost gauge itself, while it is actually counting down, we have 10 seconds while in this, max gauge potential, right? We also can start charging it up. So that's actually really good. For Uryus that are playing in co-op quests, you can actually get it quite frequently because you are going to be using your sword against some of the earlier bosses. In this case, for us as the host, we're more so stealing it for the final boss. But this is super, super smooth. I'm not going to use my sword just yet. I'm going to wait for the first wave of bosses to spawn, like here, where we're going to apply the debuff. That's going to kill, and let's do an extra bit of damage to that boss. And we're able to do a 30k right there. Amazing. Look at that. Amazing character. This is great. This is actually really, really smooth. One thing, again, I do like about his boost gauge is that you aren't forced to... You get to decide when to use it. So we use at SA2, then the boost goes off, right? That's actually really, really good because you can actually get the boost max at the end of a particular stage, and then you can move into the next one and activate it then. Again, once more, very, very fast run and clear time, 1 minute and 23 seconds when we don't even have killer. That's quite good. We're playing with randoms here, so no, we didn't have like any team coordination, but we were able to clear very, very safe. I think I took damage once there, even though he doesn't even have great crowd control compared to Ichigo. Ichigo has that moving vortex. Uryu doesn't, but it just doesn't matter. He's an absolute powerhouse. This is absolutely crazy. Moving on to Epic Raids. Let's see how he performs here, because Epic Raids you do clear quite quick. He is currently a bonus, and he also does have the debuff mechanic, which is actually very, very good. If someone wants to use their Soul Bomb, okay, I guess I'm using mine. That's going to apply the weakened defense by minus 80%, by the way. So you're able to do a lot of damage after a Soul Bomb does go off. Look at that. We were obviously limited there because the Kisuke went into a next stage, but this is just crazy because the second you use that debuff effect and use a strong attack, you're just going to absolutely breeze through the Epic Raid. Very similar to Ichigo. We were able to clear in like 14 seconds, right, remaining for the most part. But they both do it kind of differently. Ichigo is there to do a lot of damage with his particular Soul Bomb, and in Uryu's case, he can do a lot of damage with Soul Bomb, not compared to Ichigo though, but he also does allow the team to do more damage after the Soul Bomb does go off, and because of that, it allows you to clear very, very quick. In this case, this Kisuke Epic Raid only has 15 million HP, so we aren't really able to showcase the full effect of that weakened defense, or more so the debuff effect, if you are going against a boss that has significantly more HP. Let's say hypothetically we take it back to the day where we had the 72 million HP boss. Uryu would be your best friend here, increasing everyone's damage by 20%, and also allowing you to debuff the boss, making you just do significantly more damage. Running of the Kisuke Epic Raid once more. Let's see if we can get a similar clear time, potentially even faster. Who actually knows? So we're going to use our summon straight away. There we go. Oh, yeah, we actually got it. There we go. Able to do a lot of damage there. If we take damage, we unfortunately are losing a tad bit of damage there, but I can just use a strong attack. Completely wasted that SA2. But we can use a strong attack here, and then we will be able to potentially heal back up the full stamina, because he is a power character. If we're able to actually do it fast enough. Nah, I don't think we'll be able to do, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We are clearing a tad bit slow. Oh no, we're back to full stamina. There we go. Nice and easy, lads. Nice and easy. 17 seconds this time, but I want to blame myself. We also had an auto, and I also wasn't at full stamina, but again, still consistent. This character starts to shine more again once you are going against a boss that has significantly more stamina or HP, as you will be able to take advantage of that gauge mechanic. We just clear too fast to do it. Not to say the gauge mechanic isn't really anything too special, but you will actually use it when you're in longer quests. But in this case, he's just clearing too quick without it. Like, he doesn't need the gauge mechanic to clear content fast. He's doing that regardless, and when he does get the gauge at max potential, then you're just an absolute monster, dishing out so much damage. Potentially the hardest hit character in the game, which is absolutely crazy to think about, because he also just has great survivability and also just great mobility too. This is a character that is worth spending orbs for. Now, moving into IZ, just to demonstrate the character once more in a lot slower pace, because there's less enemies, less things on the screen. We get to see what this Uryu is capable of. I want to say from the get-go is that I do kind of like the idea that this character was given a guard break and also hidden enemies. Now, originally when I first found out about that, I didn't like the idea of it. It means you're less likely to use them in guild quest type of content. But you know what? After thinking about it, that was actually really smooth, by the way. One SA just did all that. After thinking about it, oh, look at that. Beautiful. We actually just swiped the entire boss. Oh my god. Can we do it again? I think I missed there, but we would have done it again. Look at that. We're just clearing the entire stage of 1 SA1. That's the best strong attack 1 in the entire game, right? No surprise. But after thinking about it, he isn't really designed for guild quest. Now, sure, he's going to be great as a side, but he isn't there to be a main. And because of that, that's why they didn't give him Sharpshooter, or in this case, Marauder, because he technically doesn't need it. He isn't designed to be used as a lead in guild quest. And that's exactly why Ichigo got it. So I don't mind the idea of it. Sure, I think I would have preferred the fact that he was given Marauder. It would have just made him more suitable in a few different content. Again, use them in 4 weeks of guild quest instead of 2. And potentially use them in extreme cop, but it's fine. I think the character offers quite a bit. At the same time, I'm not showcasing it in this video, but we will do it again at a separate time. He is also an arena character, a very good one at that. So the best way to look at the two new characters is that Ichigo, very good in PvE, very good in guild quests. Uryu, very good in PvE, very, very good in Arena. So they both kind of do their own things, which I kind of like the idea about it. Uryu is great in Arena 2, but less ideal compared to Ichigo, and Ichigo is good in Arena 2, but less ideal compared to Uryu. So doing one last run, let's see how this does perform, right? So SA1 there, we kind of messed up, I'm not going to lie. That wasn't really the best usage of the SA1, but you're just going to see how fast we click, because again, this character has long stride too. Great mobility, great survivability. As you'll see here, we're basically always constantly inflicting status on, which is just absolutely amazing to see. Oh my god, this is just absolutely unmatched. Like, how do you give a character this much damage, this much survivability and mobility? Like, it's crazy. Despite him having technically a worse kit than Aizen, he's able to compete. I think he's able to outshine. Let's use our Soul Bomb there. Go into the next stage. We're already to the final room. Like, that's the great thing about him. He can clear so fast that he doesn't even need to even use the gauge mechanic. But if you ever are in a situation where there is content that is, you know, hard enough to actually handle this Uryu, you'll be clearing a tad bit slow, but you'll be able to make full use of that gauge mechanic, and it's just really good. This is the character that is just absolutely future-proof, and this is the character that we are waiting for. A brand new, broken speed character, who, bonus point, also isn't a rank killer, a killer that is severely lackluster when it comes to the speed attribute. So this is without a doubt your best speed character in the entire game. It's not even close. Maybe best character in the entire game, man. This was actually really impressive gameplay. Just the speed, the survivability, the support too, because remember, he's healing your team by 20% every time you enter another room, also giving your entire team 20% strong attack damage. This character does it all. He clears fast, he clears safe, he hits a lot of damage, he can even do more damage. He has that unique gauge effect, which makes him a tad bit more unique compared to other characters, makes him a tad bit more fun when you are clearing a tad bit slower. Let's say maybe you don't build the character quite well, you are able to take full advantage of that gauge mechanic. He's supporting the team. That's just, what does this character not do? So future me talking, there is one thing he doesn't do quite well, and you might notice it when playing somewhere like Inheritance Trials, for example, even Guild Quest, and that unfortunately is that he is immune to nothing. This is the character that can get inflicted by status augments in many different ways. Basically, every status augment will affect this particular Uryu. Now, of course, there are situations where you can just give the character links, you can give the character bonus abilities to make sure you are immune to said status augments, so it isn't really that big of a deal, but it's just something worth pointing out. Now, it makes sense why they did do this. This is the character that can just basically stay at full stamina, and had he been given any immunities, I think it would have been overkill. This character to begin with is already overkill. It's the same situation with Retsu, for example. The Spirit's Arthur with Retsu also has insane survivability, the fact that she can very rarely ever die unless you get one shot by certain enemies, and she herself also isn't immune to any status augments, so they kind of balance out with that. I don't know, maybe just perform really good in Guild Quest as a main lead, but even then he can perform good too. He's great in Epic Raids, great in Arena. This is a character that, again, is also worth summoning on. I do think he is better than Ichigo, definitely more impressive. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm very sad also at the same time. If you didn't see my summons, I don't own this character. We were test playing him and showcasing him on Envy's account, so I'm going to have to go potentially 6 months without getting this character. But when I do get him, it's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the wait because he's definitely worth it. I think he's a great character. Who would have thought? Uryu is the character that I'm a massive fan of now, and at the same time, who would have thought Uryu's now the best character in the entire game? Not me. Design-wise, I think he's great. I don't like the fact that he's a melee character, though, I will say. It's kind of weird using his nat string, just not used to the fact that Uryu's a melee character, but that's just a small little nitpick. I think everything else about him is great. There's just nothing this character does do bad, which is just crazy to think about. With that said, lads, let me know what you'd like to think about this character in the comments below. I'm sure there's almost no negatives to say about him. He's just basically perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.